Welcome back to Extra Literary Affairs, a podcast for the lit curious reader, because why not read a little bit of everything? This week, Joey and I are having yet another literary affair with each other. As we get closer to the end of the year, we thought it would be a fun challenge to test our literary memories. So today, Joey and I have secretly chosen quotes to read aloud to each other to see if we can determine which story from our shared reading history each quote is from. So, Joey, do you want to do the first one? I think maybe we'll go back and forth and see how
Sure.
that goes.
Okay, let's also do a point system. If you get it
What?
after just reading it, the other person reading it, you get 1 full point, right? But if you get a clue, you get half a point. Okay, and we'll see.
Okay, here's the question, Joey. I did
Okay.
not realize that this was going to be like a duel to the death. I
No, I
did not
just
know there was a point
decided.
system. That what if I get the author and not the name of the story?
You can.
If you get any part of the author or the story, do you win a point?
Okay,
No.
let's say if you get the author, you get 0.7.
Okay. I'm in. I'm so ready, Joey. And you know, with my stellar memory, this is going to be a piece of cake. Already, it's going to be 0 points to Jennifer and 100 points to Joey. Like, we
I
already
don't
know that's the
know.
final score.
You never know. Sometimes I forget. Okay. So, but yeah, we want to have the title of the story and the author. So if you can only give us one, I feel like you would probably get the author if you, I don't know, let me not say that. But if you only get one, then you get 70.75 points. If you need a clue, you get half a point. Okay. And if you get 0 points, then you just didn't get it. Okay. Okay. This is my first quote. How many did you pull? I had 5.
A ton.
Okay. Well, we'll just do 5.
We'll stop when we don't want to do it anymore.
Okay. Well, I only have 5, so we also have fun.
Okay, 5 is great.
Okay, this is the first one. How weird to ask her for no reason whether she plays chess, and it wasn't even related to what they were talking about. Cheerfully, however, she answers, "No, I'm afraid not. I don't have a brain for that kind of thing. I suppose I know what the pieces do, and that's about it."
So
Bum,
I know
bum.
this one, Joey. I know enough of this one. So it is a snippet from Intermezzo by Sally Rooney.
Yes.
But it was
Right.
in the New Yorker, and it was called something else when we read it.
I think that counts because it's technically.
Wasn't it like Match Point or something?
It's so close. It's a chess thing. This doesn't count as a clue because you did get it. It is intermezzo, but they did use it as the second chapter as a short story in the New Yorker. But you get a bonus half point if you get the story. If you get the story title that the New Yorker used, I'll give you an extra half point because you get 1 full point for this.
And what was it actually called?
Do you want to guess and get the half point?
Opening Theory.
Yes, you got it.
Awesome.
You get
Okay.
1.5 points for that. That's
Will you be
105.
also keeping score? Because I think we're
I
both going to
am.
be winners because I don't do math
I'm
either.
keeping score. I'm just putting the point next to the title. Okay,
Thank you very much.
I did.
Joey.
Yeah, I did. 1.5. I marked it. You get your fair share. Okay, my
Awesome.
turn. Oh, guys, so nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? So mine
Mhm.
is a little snippet.
Okay.
Several lines. Be honest, he said. Do you think I'm a bad guy? Becky hesitated. I mean, sort of, she admitted. You're a psychopathic ghoul who will stop at nothing to serve your megalomaniac greed. I guess that's why I have no friends, he said. Because I'm a monster. Jackie sat down beside him on the couch. Or maybe it's the other way around.
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, hold on. It's did we read it this year? That's not a clue. That's not a real clue. I just want to know the
That's not
parameters.
contextually, I will tell you that this is not something we read in 2025.
Okay. Okay. We didn't say that it had to be from this year, so that's fair. Okay. This person's name is Jackie. They're on a couch, a psychopath and a megalomaniac.
And he has no friends.
We're not so different, you and I, by fuck. Okay, hold on. I know his name. Simon Rich.
Ta-da! Well done, Joey. Well done. And I picked that one because that was our first endeavor together, and it was about friendship and being superheroes and being amazing. So that
Okay.
was a really good pick.
I get a full point. That wasn't a clue. I needed to set the parameters. I need to know.
Context is not always a clue.
Yes.
So,
Okay, great.
yeah.
Okay, great. So you're ahead because I gave you an extra point. Okay. Here's her quote. Here's your quote. Brothers and sisters, don't let this disturb our feast. The lesser of God's creatures at time need to be guided righteously to recall their proper place. Rest assured, I will take this one in firm hand. Go on and eat now, eat. Fill up your bellies with the Lord's sustenance. Make the invisible empire strong.
That, my dear, is Ring Shout by P. Djeli Clark. And that
Yes.
was Butcher Clyde, the
Yes, it
most
was.
horrible, awful villain, which I love that story so much. So, Joey, thank you for taking us there. But yeah, it's like,
Should you get an extra half point because you knew the character that said it? Because I can't remember all that.
I love making up these rules, Joey. So I'm going to be like,
Who
yeah. And I
cares?
know it was like 3/4 of the way through the book, too. Do I get points for that? It's like, no,
I
you
don't
do not
remember
get
what
any
page I
points
found
for
it on.
that.
I'll give you an extra half point because I can't remember characters. I knew that was Butcher Clyde. I mean, I was like, I got the quote, but I did remember that one. Okay. Anyway, so now you're at 3 points, even though you've only
At
answered
3
2.
points. Okay.
Okay. Oh shit, I was so scared.
So here we go. Ready? Okay. I turned on the television to see if our race had been documented, but all up and down the dial, it was just cop shows, sentenced to 10 years, hard syndication. The first time I woke still watching, I rolled off the couch. Blah, blah, blah. That's as much as you're getting, Joey.
Oh man, you're picking hard
I'll
ones.
give you another section that's not related to this, but this will totally you're gonna get it as soon as I go here.
Guess we'll find out.
Keeping my blanket around my shoulders, I stood, shushed over into the doorway, for some reason superstitious about stepping directly into his shadow. Like it was a well I could fall into, like that blackness was going to leach up through the print of my bare feet. I don't know. It was instinctual. It was automatic. It was polite. In magical places, you make all obeyance you might think proper.
What are the odds? I'm drawing a blank. Okay, now I gotta think about this. It seems like it was a fantasy one. Okay, I remember this scene of a blanket on someone's shoulders because I remember you specifically talked about that.
That's a red herring, my friend. This is another blanket story. It's not that one.
Fuck. Okay, damn
I
it.
know.
You talk
I'm
about
a
blankets so
sneaky
much.
that way, Joey. I'm very, very sneaky.
Okay.
But
Okay,
you're
I
going
need
to have to deduct a half a point for me because I know I can recall the name of the story, but not the person who wrote it. So maybe I get a minus for not being able to tell you that.
I need a clue because I honestly have no idea. I'm drawing a blank on this one.
It was a story you were sure you were not going to like. And I had to convince you to read it because you're like, I've read this guy's stuff before and I don't like it.
Damn it. Okay, The Night Cyclist by, hold on, I do know his name.
The dude I can't remember, me personally.
I know his name. Stephen Graham Jones.
Stephen Graham Jones is correct.
I knew it was something recent. Okay. Wow, I only have half the amount of points as you. That sucks. Okay, I don't know. I think you're gonna get this, but I think this one was tricky. But we're gonna find out. Okay, ready? Helga had always unreasonably expected more from life than it could deliver. People like her live among us, not differing conspicuously from those who instinctively settle their affairs and figure out precisely how, given their looks, their abilities, and their environment, they can do what they need to do in the world.
That was Tove Ditlevsen,
You're
the umbrella.
kidding. How did you even know
Because
that?
Helga, what my first thought was, Joy's like, wait, who the heck was Helga? Because I thought this was the story of those 2 enchanted sisters who take the magic cream and go back in time.
By Ludmila
Is that what it was called?
Petrushevskia. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 sisters, yeah. I mean, you got it right. It's The Umbrella by Tove Ditlevsen. Damn. I thought, no way she's going to remember this one opening scene here. This was the first part of the story.
Well, Joey, what's so funny about this is that my memory is really crap, right?
Yeah.
Certain things you're like, yeah, we've met this person 5 times and you still don't know their name, Jennifer. I'm like, yep, sorry, can't remember. And yet a story we talked about 9 months ago, I'm like, oh yeah, Helga. I totally know that one.
This random author that you randomly found. Okay, well, good for you.
Totally.
Memory.
Totally ridiculous. Okay, so Joey, I have one more for you. I told you I had a bunch, but maybe I don't have as many as I think I do. So here is the clue. David, he heard his wife's voice inquire from the bottom of the stairs, "Is everything all right?" Then the beautiful house was no longer quiet, for there rang a bright, freezing scream of laughter, the perfect sound to accompany a passing antidote of some obscure.
Okay, that's definitely Frolic by Thomas Ligotti.
Excellent job. And I just love that so much because when I was looking through these quotes, Joey, we have read a lot of stories about screams of laughter and just like these audible clues that the world is about to like turn on its ear. So I was like, that was also really fun.
Yeah, we were reading a lot of dark stories, dark stories for a minute. Oh wait, damn, I skipped one. Okay, that's okay. So I have two more. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
No one perhaps has ever felt passionately towards a lead pencil, but there are circumstances in which it can become supremely desirable to possess one. Moments when we are set upon having an object, an excuse for walking half across London between tea and dinner.
So, Joey, that was, and I'm going to get the name wrong. It is Virginia Woolf,
Mm-hmm.
and it is like walking in London, London rambles, something. No,
I mean, like, you know what it is,
I
but
know what it is.
that's
And
what
the
she
reason
does, but it's
I
not the
could have
name.
swore it was called Street Hauntings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a different kind of haunting because we had been talking about like haunted houses, but it's like, no, this is Street Hauntings by Virginia Woolf. Yeah, that's I got it.
Damn, you're getting full marks over here.
I think I'm getting full marks, but I think I only have a couple more to share with you. So we might.
Well, I only have one more now.
Okay. So this one is going to be too obvious, I think, but I loved it. I loved it.
Maybe it won't
I
be
loved it
obvious. I don't know. I forgot about the
so
Night
much.
Cyclist. We just read it.
So this is going to have, I'm going to give you the first bit. And if you don't get it, we're going to go to the second bit. Is that okay? Okay. This, he thought, is really the start of paranoia. This is the way people go off their heads. He glanced at his watch. It was 6:30. Better pack this in, this futile quest here in police headquarters, and keep to the single link of sanity remaining.
Okay, somebody that thinks they're kind of paranoid and is at a police station.
Are you ready for your second clue?
Okay, yeah.
So the second clue is the final ending of the story, which I seem to be really enjoying endings of stories. The hammering and the voices and the barking of the dogs grew fainter. And God, he thought, what a bloody, silly way to die.
Oh my God, okay, I remember this exact quote. Okay, a bloody silly way to die. That's definitely a British thing to say. So it must be a Brit who said it or wrote it. Okay, I'm narrowing it down. Okay, it is by Daphne du Maurier. Don't look
Yes.
now.
Correct. Well done, Joey. Well done, Joey. Okay, so do we have one more?
Oh, yes, okay. Hold on, let me add my point, even though I'm down, so it doesn't matter. Okay, here is your quote. As she steps in, the stillness intensifies, breaks across her face like cobwebs. Not a serene calmness, but a muzzled nothingness, like a familiar hand across a mouth. The woman who lived in the house of freedom was found by her husband.
Okay. Can remember a lot about the story. It's going to take me a moment to get there. It is by that African woman writer, and it was about a haunted house that morphed into lots of different rooms and
Yep,
assumed bad guys.
yep.
And it
All this
is
is right.
called The Hollow by Femi Aguda.
Yeah. What the hell? Yours are...
It all fits in there, Joey, because I actually was talking to someone about that concept at that book club weekend because I was like, hey, you know what Joey and I really seem to be digging right now? Are stories where houses have agency and they just met out justice when people can't get it themselves. Like, you know what? You want to not know how to act? I, as the house, am just going to suck you right into the morrow and you're done. I'm like, yeah, those are our stories.
Well, you beat me. Okay, you ended up
Wait,
with...
you didn't get your last one.
Okay, I didn't know you had another one. I thought that was it.
Yeah, I got another one.
Okay.
You're not going to get it, but I totally have it.
I hope I get
I
this
totally have it.
one.
This is a hard one. And you're going to be like, what? Okay. And this is a very, very specific memory that I had. So you're going to be like, I don't get it. Okay. So one of the things that bothered his ex-girlfriend was that he never spoke to her about his mother. And yet he spoke about her to Lisa Glasper, a complete stranger, when he told her that his mother was from Boston, which was a lie, And he justified telling Lisa Glasper about his mother because what he told her was a prevarication. Here's a quote. When you're dealing with bereaved families, you have to establish trust, I said. When you're dealing with bereaved families, you have to establish trust, I said. A bond. The veracity of the bond is irrelevant. You establish trust by lying to them?
Okay, I do remember that line. Now can I remember where it's from? Okay, because that's a good line. Oh,
We establish trust by lying to them. I'm like,
yeah.
that doesn't sound right, guys.
But I do remember this quote, so it has to be relatively recently. Otherwise, I'm just remembering something random from a long time ago. Okay, somebody that's obviously trying to manipulate someone. Why else would they talk about that? So, who is a manipulative character? There's so many I had to think
There
through.
are. This was a really, really hard one, Joey. And when I picked it, I thought you might flash back to the conversation we had based on that really provocative, like, are you allowed to lie to people if it's for their own good?
Yeah, I can remember that conversation, but now I'm trying to think. I feel like it's a dude author that would say that, but I don't. Okay, I need a clue because I can't remember.
It was from the New Yorker magazine when we were doing that in the golden oldies.
I don't know why. I want to say, is it Haruka Murakami?
No.
Damn it. Okay, I need another clue.
It's where you and I decided to use the phrase Midwestern friendly or New Jersey stalking.
Okay, is it? I can imagine. Is it the one that has like a cowboy thing is in it?
No, no, that
Oh
one was
my,
called That Away.
that
That was
away. Yeah,
good.
that was it. All right. Now I'm just remembering that conversation between us. Somebody was like chasing after someone, was like in a store and then was like going after them out of the store.
Yes, and I told you as a Midwesterner, of
Yeah.
course we walk up to strangers and say, "Hey, didn't I just see you buying some stuff at this other store? This is so cool. Let's be friends." And you're like, "Oh my God, you watched me put money in my wallet and now you're standing in another store." You're like, "Get away from me. I am from New Jersey. We don't do that.
I
You have to have
honestly,
a really good reason to talk to me. Get out."
yeah, I can't remember. I cannot
So
recall.
this one was really hard, Joey. So I realized that was a stinker, but I thought maybe like because I picked things that you and I sort of had a personal inside joke with, some of them. This one was Chicago on the Seine.
Ugh, I like literally would
That
never have thought of that one.
you never would have thought of that. And I had to look up the author's name, which I have now just lost. It was Camille Bardas, I think was her name.
I would
And
remember the title. I would not have remembered the
it was
author at
definitely
all.
from our time of dealing with the New Yorker stories, but
Yep.
that was super fun.
I do remember that story now. That
Yeah,
other
that
than,
was
I
from
remember
the
the
time
other parts
machine,
of the
though. That was a
story.
very, very long time
Yeah.
ago. So, Joey, I want to call this a draw. I don't like winners and losers because I
No,
think
you definitely won. You got 6 points
anytime,
and I got 3.5. So take a win. Take it. I got to take the L.
that is so surprising to me, Joey. Like I
I'm
am
also
literally
surprised.
surprised. Nobody's more surprised than I am that I have these details. And the reason I even bring this up, I think why these stories sit with me, even though in a day-to-day conversation, I cannot remember anyone's name or where we met them, or even the story we read last week. I'm like, I don't recall any of those details. Is that the richness of the conversation and the personal associations I made with these stories made them stick? Because I'm also thinking about the story, and I don't remember the name of it right at this moment, but it was about two sisters who were in a warehouse during the war and they're at a party. Do you remember that?
Vincent's party?
There you go. Exactly.
Why
And it's
didn't
like,
you do that one?
well, because they were doing something that was kind of gross, if you remember in the
Yeah, they were
hallway.
peeing.
And I was like, whoa, it's like that is a story that I recall. It had a lot of other details and nuances, but I was just like, whoa, okay, I did not see that coming in the story. And a year and a half later, that's what pops into my head. So thank you for going down this avenue with me. And as a reminder, the richness for me in the detail of the story is what we shared together. And that was really fun. So,
And apparently I
yeah.
need to commit more things to memory.
Or not. Or not. I don't think random strangers are going to walk up to you and be like, "Hey, Joey."
Well, I remember the stories. Like if you were like, "Oh, tell me about what this one is about," I could tell you what it's about, but I couldn't not remember quotes. Apparently,
So, Joey, this was really fun, and I'm hoping that we will do this periodically just to remind ourselves of some key moments of stories and things that we enjoyed, and mostly just so we can talk about our inside jokes because I really appreciate that. Until then, see you later.